Greetings and salutations, sports fans. Coming to you live tonight, it's Todd Edwards, along with my broadcast partner, Dew Jones.
Yeah, trying to.
Let's tell Marcellus, pumped up, ready to go. Get out here. Throw the big six, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Central York High School Panther Marching Band.
That was not no big deal.
William Blackmore, Joshua Hopkins, Luke Knox, Hank Lee, Paul Samu, Alicia Rivera Forte.
He said he has it on camera.
Okay, go back to the. Okay.
Liam Cassidy, Samantha Willard.
Are you guys ready? Let's go.
Live tonight. Central York High School. Todd Edwards joined by Marcellus Godwell. Behind us, it's a Hawaiian theme night for Central York students. And it feels rather Hawaii-like. Temperatures in the 80s. It's not exactly football weather. I would say more baseball-like weather. But tonight, a big matchup featuring Hempfield at the Legacy 11 place, taking on the undefeated Central York Panthers, who come in with a 2-year record. Marcellus, you've got a
I'm pumped up, man. You can feel the vibe right here at Central High School. Plus, what else is tonight, man? We had a lot of
Hall of Fame inductions tonight. That made York School Jenny Billings on behalf of Todd Ridley. Another Hall of Fame join Central York's fraternity. This is so great.
plus, on top of that, we got a Hall of Famer right here.
Testing. 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2.
Yes, sir. I know. I got you.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Sports Shooting Stars. As you can see, Central York is on their way out. The smoke is starting to clear. And the boys, they're ready. This is their first home game of the 2023-24 season. And you can see they're hyped up. Nice crowd here tonight. Central York has become pretty much the darling of the YIAA, Marcellus, as far as going far in districts and, giving York County a good look, York and Adams County.
Man, I'm just impressed with this everything. The atmosphere out here is just incredible. Hempfield looking good, but man, Central just has everything together here today. It was the Hall of Fame 2023 class presentation right out here just a few moments ago, and I'm telling you, the resume that some of these Hall of Fame finalists and inductees was just absolutely incredible, dude. Wow.
Absolutely. It's a great night tonight. I believe the Storms may be passing us, so we should be in really good shape. Should be a really good night of football. Hempfield versus Central York. These two teams met each other last year. I believe it was last year they met each other. Or was that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 2 years ago.
30-20, I believe Central got the W.
Yes.
But Hempfield always plays them tough, man. They just played York High a few weeks ago. Another tough, close loss there by Hempfield. York High squeaked out the win. But another blow today. Missing one of the top players in the entire state, David Polly.
Yeah, David Powell. Was it Polly or Pow Pow?
Polly, I was told.
Polly
yeah.
Polly.
Todd Edwards joining back in the broadcast booth, and we're moments away from the playing of our national anthem. He is out with a stress fracture in his foot. Talked to him pregame. Really wanted to get out there. Really wanted to match up with Joel's Goff, the D1 commit to Pittsburgh. But they're going to have to play this battle without top D1 commit from USC.
Yeah,
David
Hempfield has
Polly.
other guys that can step up and do a good job, but he's a hard guy to replace. One of the top linebackers, OTs, in the state of Pennsylvania.
There you have it, sports fans, the playing of our national anthem by the Central York Marching Band. Marcellus, I know you know a thing or two about the band, right?
Well, as we talked my son
Red
plays Red Line Band, and I'm telling you what, that is a sport in its own. It is a commitment. Shout out to the parents of the band members. Shout out to the band members. And I'm just happy to be here, man. This is the dream.
It's football time. Week 3. Hard to believe we're in week 3 of YIAA football action, but we're here. Our first broadcast from Central York High School. Of course, we'll be here for the season finale as Central York will play host to York High. And, you know, we've broadcasted a lot of battles between those two schools.
And it always comes down to the end, usually with those two. Man, yeah, football is alive and well in Central PA, and this is, here we go. We see some captains coming out. Panther midfield here.
Hempfield, of course, their quarterback, Jackson Landis, had 13 touchdown passes last year. 6'1", 190 pounds. Also, one of their key weapons for Hempfield, wide receiver Micah Gates, who last year had 40 receptions for nearly 600 yards.
I'm looking forward to seeing both of those, man. Yeah, and again, we've already mentioned it, but one of the toughest linemen in PA on both sides of the ball, USC commitment, David Polly. He moved from Alaska out here to Lancaster, and, man, he is just making some noise. Unfortunately, he's not going to play today, but keep your eye on that man because he's going to USC.
Yeah, USC, and I talked to him pregame, and he's excited. You know, USC joins the Big Ten next year. Looking forward to some of those battles coming back here to the East Coast, and he mentioned Penn State, Beaver Stadium, USC, yes.
I saw another interview with him, and he's got that game circled already. And I mean, who doesn't?
The referees are meeting at midfield. Central will be wearing their orange jerseys with white numbers. Hempfield in their white jerseys with black numbers. And we are moments away here from kickoff, the start of week 3 here. A big matchup between Hempfield, who comes in with a 1-1 record. Central York undefeated, 2 road wins. Central Dauphin, and then last week at Cumberland Valley, shutting out Cumberland Valley, Marcellus. That's pretty much it. That's a statement there,
That is
shutting
a
out
statement.
Cumberland Valley, a perennial powerhouse in District 3. And tonight we'll see what Central York has dialed up. Of course, they'll be led by their new quarterback, Brooklyn Nace, number 17, a sophomore. We're going to see him on their first series here as Hempfield gets set to kick off.
Yeah, looking at the first couple games, it's a little bit of golf, and then Nace.
More- Well, and kicking off, Brady Bisco, a long lineage of Bisco brothers that kicked at Hempfield.
Good to know.
Interesting. Spencer Bisco and Cannon Bisco.
Hempfield champions of the LL League last year, by
They
the way.
went 9-3 last year. Yes, one of the powerhouses in District 3 out of the LL League. And we are underway. A high kick. Returnable. Say Cameron Deal.
Cuts
Catches
over.
it. He's 30. He could be gone. 40. Midfield. 40. Far sideline. 30. 20. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown.
Touchdown! That's how you start a game. Woo! Man, I hope you didn't get up to go to the bathroom because you just missed one heck of a run.
Cameron Deal. And I would say, about an 80-yard touchdown run unofficially. And what a way to get this game started, Marcellus.
Wow, he just seemed poised. He kind of went to the right. He faked. He hesitated. Turned on the Jets a few different times. And wow, what a run. That's like going to get – that's an ejection right there, man, of energy there for the crowd. They didn't really need it, but they just got it.
I know I didn't need it. I got pretty excited there on that call. And a big touchdown return.
Wow.
And just like that, 6-0 Central, awaiting the point after attempt by Matthew Parker.
Oh, and he just nails it right through, but there is a jump off sides.
Hempfield may have moved.
Looks like we might be going for two at this point, taking that extra
Taking
yardage.
the kicking team off the field.
I am excited to see a little bit more of the kicker there for Central. You were telling me all about him.
Well,
And
Matthew Parker is getting some looks from Penn State University, and I was out on the field pregame kicking between 40, 50-yard field goals off the tee with plenty of leg. And now, Marcellus, a 2-point conversion. Just 17 seconds has elapsed. Right up the middle for two. That's Carter Vaughn with a 2-point conversion.
nice power by Vaughn right there. Made it kind of look easy, but man, he used the legs right there and kept it moving forward.
We're going to call Carter Vaughn's name throughout the game. He kind of backs up Joel's Goff. A nice 1-2 punch for this Central Panther ball club. 6 foot, 175 pound, and also plays defensive back for Central's defense.
Well, and I'm impressed. Again, it's 8-0, just 17 seconds in, and Goff really hasn't done anything yet.
No, he hasn't done anything. Much to maybe your dismay with the game plan with Goff, and more Goff.
Yeah.
But right now it's all about Cameron Deal, the junior, with an 80-yard, unofficially, an 80-yard kickoff return. And what a way to get the home crowd excited. And your announcers excited.
My gosh, yeah, it might even have been 85, but we'll see. We'll see.
Matthew Parker now this season wearing number 6. For the first 2 seasons, he wore number 99. Changed his number to 6, and he's about set to kick off to Hempfield. We're going to see Hempfield's offense, presumably, unless they kick it and return it for a kickoff return. But
we've seen crazier things, but as you can hear, the Central Band going live.
Just to the left of us here at the broadcast booth, and what's nice about our broadcast booth on a day like this, we're outside under the elements, no air conditioning out here, and it's a Hawaii theme night, and it feels like we're in Maui maybe right now. How about it, Marcellus?
It does, with the whole Hawaii theme night, the Hall of Fame night, which kind of reminds me of the Pro Bowl. It's just quality all over the place, man. Gold stars as the kick. Boom, and he sails it high.
Kick down near the goal line, returnable for Hempfield.
Oh, it looks like he gets hit right around the 14-yard line. Great kick.
86 yards for Hempfield's offense to go, but we're going to see their offense for the first time tonight. As I mentioned, they'll be led by their senior quarterback, Jackson Landis.
Man, I'm excited to see these guys as well. As you said, this is definitely a powerhouse in that LL League. played York High really tough just a week or so ago.
Yeah, they lost 28-25, a tight battle, and again, with no David Polly as well. And he's out, as we mentioned in the pregame show, he's out for this week. You got to take it week by week.
Yeah, I know they're...
Trips formation far side now for Hempfield, the Black Knights. Their first offensive...
Right up the gut. Looks like he squeezed out a couple yards there. Number 4.
Eli Walls with the carry, the senior running back listed at 5'9", 175. A 3-yard gain for Eli Walls.
5'9", 175?
5'9", 175. Power back.
Yeah, big time. You can see it.
And the crowd, a nice crowd settling in tonight here to Central York Stadium. And Hempfield's traveled real well.
I was just going to say, big shout out to Hempfield and their fans for traveling down Route 30.
Landis back. The pitch to Mike Gates.
Looks like he picked up a couple more yards.
It will bring up a 3rd down now for Hempfield.
It's a big 3rd down. Last thing you want to do is punt the ball right back and let Central with all the momentum. Correct. But we'll see what happens here.
Hempfield's offensive line anchored by the senior, number 62, Quentin Sneed, the center.
Oh, wow. We got the ESPN theme
We
kicking.
got the theme. All within earshot of the broadcast booth here, Marcellus. We may have to talk extra loud.
I love being out here with the crowd, though.
Oh, something to be said about being out in the crowd and amongst the band.
Fake
A
handoff.
fumble there, and Landis is just going to have to fall down, and just like that, a 4th down.
This is where you want to make sure you get a good kick and try to switch the fields a little bit.
And Carter Vaughn will be back to return the punt. Mentioned his name earlier. He's another player to keep an eye on.
Yeah, with that strong 2-point run that he had.
Wide receiver and a defensive back as well for this Central offense.
Ooh, bad snap. Low snap. Gets it off.
Gates gets the punt off.
It's a friendly roll.
It takes a Hempfield roll into Central territory, but nice field position for Central York. With 9:14 to go, your score, Central York 8, Hempfield 0.
And that was impressive, Todd. It was a low snap. He got it on the one snap, kept his cool, and gave it a 50-yard boom.
And Micah Gates is a playmaker at the wide receiver position, also stepping in as their punter.
Wow. You got to love the talent when it can go on multiple positions. Central looking for their first actual drive.
Yeah, and their offense out on the field for the first time tonight, led by Brooklyn Nace, the sophomore quarterback.
Number 14 with the run there, look like.
Cameron Deal, we called his name earlier. He had the big 80-yard kickoff return.
Why not feed him? That's
yeah. He's hot. He's got the hot hand or the hot legs maybe right now.
Wow. You know he's going to be using that highlight for the rest of his life. That was an incredible run back. Nice sweep here.
And back to Deal, looking for running room near side. First down and more as he runs out of bounds. Cameron Deal is starting to find his mojo, if he hasn't already found it, Marcellus.
I was wrong with what I thought the game plan was. It's Cameron, and more Cameron.
Exactly, and right now we have yet to see Joel's Golf in the lineup here. Trips formation far side for Central. Empty backfield for Brooklyn Nace, the sophomore quarterback. And the give to Deal out in the flat, finding running room near the first down marker.
Wow.
And just like that, Central moving the ball rather methodically down the field here.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to give a lot of credit to Brooklyn Nace, only a sophomore coming in as QB1 for a 6A school like Central York. You know, he had to beat out a couple.
It was a three-way battle initially.
It was a three-way battle, absolutely. And the coach is doing exactly what he wants to do with Brooklyn. You know, not really deep balls, just kind of slant patterns, some screen routes. And so far, Brooklyn came into this game 33 for 40 with over 300 yards. So he's hitting right on the mark. looks like a natural out there.
Yes, back to deal.
Real efficient. He's been real smart with the ball. Like I said, that's incredible numbers as a sophomore.
Oh, yeah, as a sophomore. And we saw that talent on display during the basketball season with R.B. Brown as well, both freshmen for the basketball team. And now you see it carrying over here to the football field for Brooklyn Mace, just a sophomore. And Central's got to be happy. He's going to be around for the next couple years.
Yeah, and maybe in about 12 years we'll be back here for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, exactly. Looks to throw out in the flat to number 4. That's Carter Vaughn.
And Carter Vaughn, they like to use him a lot. Only a junior, but he can get in different spaces and create a lot of havoc. He does a lot on the defensive side, too. He's a hit stick. So keep an eye on number 4, Carter Vaughn, playing both sides of the field. And, you know, looking at Hempfield, what I have in Pally out, Pow. What's it? I'm sorry.
Pally.
Poly. Without having him out there, they look like a different team. I mean, it's very hard to replace a guy like him. But Hempfield still has some dogs back there. Little option, and that was sniffed out immediately by number 15.
Good defense.
Yeah, good defense. Dom Acevedo.
Yeah, Hempfield staying tough. 4th down and 3 now.
Yeah, interesting to see here. Matthew Parker trots out for the field goal. And as I mentioned earlier to our viewers, saw him out there pregame making kicks rather easily. So this is a big opportunity for Matthew Parker if he could connect. And what a weapon Central has,
Oh, yeah.
you know, by kicking threes here at this level in YIAA.
This is an easy shot for him. I saw him go about 10 yards back and nail it at pregame. Plenty of
Kick
leg.
is up.
Just
And
wide.
just wide left. Plenty of leg, but misses.
Happens to the best of them. Definitely plenty of leg, like you said, but 6:03 left in the first quarter. 8 Central, Hempfield 0. Sports Shooting Stars. Big shout out, first of all, to we have many sponsors.
go ahead, yeah.
Couldn't do this without our sponsors. Thornton Automotive of Dover with Wes Myers. ThorntonDover.com. Located on 74 in Dover, right across the street from Max Ice Cream, 3885 Carlisle Road. Call our man Wes Myers, 717-292-9222.
And we're back to action here. We'll get to our sponsors here, but Hempfield with their second possession offensively. Quick pitch out. Far side to Micah Gates as he steps out of bounds.
Another sponsor, big shout out to OSS Health.
How about S3 Performance Training with John Turpak and Ron Johnson? Scholar Prep and Tutoring with Sherry Washington. Fairview Early Learning and Community Center. Basil Insurance Agency. Another longtime sponsor, Parma Pizza of Dallastown. Pizza so great you'll scrape your plate. Whoop. Your Medical Solutions with Keith and Becky Rill.
Yeah, thanks to all of our sponsors.
Jackson Landis back in shotgun, and there may have been some movement there. Flag thrown. Like that may have been offsides on Central. We're awaiting the official call. It is offsides. Central.
Should bring up a 2nd and 1, I believe. Hempfield definitely wants to get this first down, move those sticks. That was a big play there for them. They need to get that momentum running a little bit.
Brings up a 2nd down and 1. Very manageable here on 2nd and 1. Just under 5.5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Landis looking downfield. Connects to Micah Gates, still on his feet at around the 45-yard line.
What
a first down and more for Hempfield Black Knights.
What a pass. Got that right in between the two defenders.
Yeah, speaking of Michael Gates, one of the players profiled here tonight on the screen, along, of course, with David Polly, and the quarterback, Jackson Landis.
Sports Shooting Stars. First and 10.
New feature, by the way, this year, and I've heard a lot of positive feedback with the graphics, Marcellus. People are enjoying it, and just glad we're expanding our product.
Well, we're shooting for the stars, man.
There you go.
Right up the middle. What a good run.
Walls with the carry.
Nice chunk run by number 4, Walker.
Walls in. in Central territory here.
Eating the clock a little bit. This has been a good drive so far. I got those sticks moving. 2nd and 4.
Brings up a 2nd and 4 with just over 4.5 minutes to go here on an absolutely lovely night for football, although at times it feels more like baseball weather, Marcellus.
It does.
As we head
Hawaii
into the
night.
Fall Classic, for baseball.
For sure. Hall of Fame night. And we got a dandy so far.
And another running play, the give to Wall's far side, and is not going to reach the marker there. We'll bring up a 3rd down.
3rd and short.
Third down now and 2 for Hempfield Black Knights. They are in Central territory, ball at the 46-yard line. Scoreless for Hempfield right now, 8-0 Central, a big 80-yard kick return, and then a 2-point conversion. That's been the scoring tonight. And what a way to get the game started, Marcellus.
Yeah, for sure. Hempfield's on the run right now. Just doing those chunk yards, 6'4", 6'5", whatever yards at a time. Takes the pat.
Landis looking to throw under pressure, eludes the pass rush, but it's brought down.
Good job trying to get back to the line of scrimmage there. Brings up a 4th and 2.
By number 23, Malachi Ramnath, 6'4", 225-pound junior.
And not having David in there, Pally Powell, is very tough. He's a quarterback protector, so,
He plays
Jackson
left tackle, yes, exactly.
Jackson Landis is used to having him on his side and holding him down, but without having David in, it's very tough. He's a hard guy to replace. I know I said that once before, but, you can't say it enough.
And on the defensive line position, Polly will play tackle or end. I mean, they kind of rotate him around, and he's quite the presence.
Well, as we mentioned,
he should be going to USC.
Right. He moved in from Alaska. They put him on the 9th grade team, and after the first game, the head coach of varsity said, "Oh, the 9th grade coach pulled a fast one on me. That guy should be on varsity."
High punt out of bounds by Micah Gates. With 2:30 to go, your score Central 8, Hempfield 0. And I tell you, I talked to him earlier this year at the Central and Hempfield basketball game. And from that time to now, he's bulked up. I was down on the field pregame. I said to him, man, you've been hitting the weight room.
Both of us are balking up. I'm balking up a little differently than he is. But here we go. Central gets it back on their own 16.
16. We'll see what Central can do. Nace back in shotgun formation. We have yet to see Joel's Goff tonight. Pass is caught by number 3, Ethan Carlos, out past the 20-yard line near side.
Good first down play.
Sophomore Brooklyn Nace. Again, we mentioned him, number 17. Played basketball for Central as a freshman, now a sophomore. Leading the charge. The keys to the car here, if you will, for the offense of Central.
What poise he has for a sophomore, but that was
right up the middle.
If you watched any of the Central basketball games, you saw the poise from that freshman last year.
Cameron Deal with another carry, and boy, they're riding the legs early here with Cameron Deal.
Kind of took over the golf position as of today, where it's a lot of Cameron.
I do see Joel's on the sideline. He is suited up. Back to that running game, right up the middle, 40, midfield. He could be gone, Marcellus. 40, 30, 20. They're not going to catch him. 10, 5, touchdown. Cameron Deal. And just like that, a 62-yard touchdown run.
Wow, that's amazing. It's too early to give the player of the game, right?
Right now, I think he's in consideration.
He's in consideration. He's definitely up there on the list. Alphabetically, it's Cameron. First.
Cameron Deal, 5'11", 185-pound junior. And this Central offense does not seem to be missing a beat here, Marcellus, with no Joel's Goff.
No, not at all. I mean, wow. Big play after big play.
I think that's what Hempfield's saying, wow, right now, as they are down here. 14-0 now, pending the point after here by Matthew Parker. Ethan Carlos, the holder. Snap is out, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Wow. And your score with 1:32 to go here in the opening quarter. Central 15, Hempfield 0.
Marcellus, while we have a moment here, I mean, you think it's early in the season, but right now you have to think this Central York Panther team is the team to beat in YAI Division I. I know Southwestern's undefeated. They have a big matchup tonight with New Oxford, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Next week, league play starts for Central.
Well, and one thing with Central, as you just mentioned, take their top player, don't even put him in the game yet, and they don't miss a beat. Talent's running thick right now in Central PA.
And Central has Hempfield on their heels right now as Matthew Parker getting set to kick off to the Hempfield Black Knights, who are being shut out right now, 15-0, and it's been all Central.
Yeah, and as a Hempfield coach, it really comes down to just two plays. You have the kickoff, and then you have that run.
You kind of want to stop or minimize the big plays if you're Hempfield, and one on special teams and now one on defense. And Hempfield reeling right now, but still early.
Man,
that's not going to be returnable. Yeah, that's maybe out to the fans there beyond the fence here at Central York.
Goodness.
Walking around the track. A packed house. We mentioned the student section. Hawaiian theme night tonight. Hall of Fame inductions. I believe that's the second class of inductees here at Central York. They started that last year when we were here.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, a long lineage of a lot of successful players from all sports here do at Central York.
Absolutely, and the fans I know want to hear about Joel's golf. He's nursing an ankle injury, so he's only out there as needed. He was a game-time decision. They decided to hold him out, especially being up by 2 touchdowns. You don't want to risk anything in a non-conference play. They have a full season to go in district playoffs to look forward to. So right now, Joel's golf, we're going to feature him a little bit on some of our edits and some of our images, but he's out right now, and there's Hempfield with the ball.
And that was Eli Walls with a carry. A player to keep an eye on this Central defense, Dominic Grove, a linebacker that's just a tackling machine, number 10. Keep an eye out for number 10 on the defense of Central, along with Saxton Zukanik, a defensive back, number 8, a junior, 6'4", 185 pounds, and also plays basketball for the Central York team.
Wow, it just seems like Central's not going anywhere either, because as soon as you get like someone that's going to be a senior, you got a freshman coming up or a sophomore running quarterback. I mean, crazy.
And Jackson Landis back in shotgun formation, empty backfield, looking to throw the ball. Incomplete. They'll bring up a 3rd down and 4. Ball on the 26-yard line of Hempfield with 40.5 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter.
As you mentioned, it's just a beautiful night out here. The weather, knock on wood, couldn't be any better, and went from really hot to just about right now. Big shout out to the Panther over down here.
Panther was kind of part of our pregame show earlier. If the fans did not see it, they may want to check it out later.
Yeah. If you didn't see it,
the student section riled up.
Todd and I were mixed in with the student section. I'm not sure if you could tell we were not students, but
non-trads, as they call. Remember the non-trads in the college level?
Incomplete
pass. It will bring up a 4th down, and it looks like the punting unit will come out for Hempfield with 35.2 seconds to go as the marching band of Central is loud and proud here tonight, Marcellus.
Oh, yeah, for sure. A couple weeks ago at Suburban, we were way up in the skybox. It was really nice in there, but we missed a lot of the sounds of the game, man. And you lose a little bit of that energy when you're boxed up, I would say.
Micah Gates back to punt the ball. And Carter Vaughn back to receive the punt, and that looks like it was either blocked or shanked. And that did not go maybe 5 yards out of bounds. And just like that, Central will set up offensively with excellent field position here, Marcellus.
Yeah, a little earlier he took a low snap, kicked it like 52 yards. Unfortunately, that one right there is not going on his highlight film. Sets up Central. Man, 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Yeah, the 20-yard line, a new set of downs, 27.2 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Trips formation near side for Central. Brooklyn Nace back in shotgun formation. Preston Fink, now Fink to the end zone. He caught it, touchdown.
by Ethan Carlos. Preston Fink, a former quarterback, showing off some of those skills as a wide receiver. Well, and a big touchdown reception to Ethan Carlos.
That's it. That's awesome. And I had my eye on Fink as well. His grandpa's my neighbor, Bill Fink, longtime coach here in the York area. And big shout out to Bill Fink. Big fat out to Justin Schick. Here comes some. I want to see that back.
Yeah, no doubt about that. It's worthy of a replay there. Fink to Ethan Carlos, 20-yard touchdown reception. And Matthew Parker on for the point after attempt. Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. With 18 seconds to go here in the opening quarter, your score, Central York 22, Hempfield 0.
Man, wow. What a play call at that moment. Worked out perfect. Big shout out to the Sports Shooting Stars tech team with the replay.
Another nice feature that Sports Shooting Stars is bringing you as we bring the game to you each and every week.
Each and every week.
And we talked about Preston Fink earlier, a big target at 6'4", 180 pounds, a senior. He's enlisted as a wide receiver, but in his younger days, he played quarterback, and they're utilizing that skill, as was evident on that play.
Yeah.
From Preston Fink to Ethan Carr for a 20-yard touchdown reception.
Another athlete at this school, too. Essentially,
yep, and that's a touchback. Bring the ball out to the 20-yard line.
Great time to hit one of our sponsors again, OSS Health. I know I mentioned it before, but the sports medicine physicians at OSS Health committed to getting your athlete back in the game. If your child's experiencing any pain that's impacting his or her performance, OSS Health can help. Visit osshealth.com to learn more or to request an appointment.
Well said. Of course, you mentioned Thornton Automotive of Dover with Wes Myers, another sponsor of Sports Shooting Stars, along with S3 Performance Training with John Turpak and Ron Johnson. We'll get to more of our sponsors right here after Hempfield's play. Landis throws to Micah Gates out in the flat, looking for running room. Is not going to find much.
Man, he's got a cannon, too, of an arm.
Jackson Landis, 6'1", 190-pound senior for Hempfield. Down by 22 points, and that may be the final play here in the opening quarter, and it is. And we've arrived at the end of the first quarter with your score, Central York 22, Hempfield 0. Some other games of note taking place tonight. West York's at Red Lion. Now, let me just clarify that. That was the previous week. Reading at Red Lion tonight, and that game was moved up. I know Dallastown was moved up as well. They're at Hershey tonight. You mentioned New Oxford and Southwestern playing. York Suburban and York Catholic are also playing tonight. Hope to have some scores from around the league as this game unfolds here tonight from Central York High School. It's been a busy first quarter for Central York, and it's been all Central York. As now Hempfield changes sides, they're going to be moving left to right on your TV screen. A high snap, Landis back out to Micah Gates looking for running room. Oh, a big hit by number 10, Dominic Grove.
Wow.
A tackling machine.
Yeah, he definitely lowered his shoulder. That's just a great, clean hit. Put the power into it.
You felt that from up here in the booth here. tonight.
One shot like that, and I would be at OSS.
May need to utilize them, huh? After a play like that. Boy, on the field, Dominic Grove delivers defensively for Central Panther Ball Club.
Bringing up a 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5, trips formation far side. Empty backfield for Jackson Landis. Trying the hard count here, maybe to pull Central offsides. Quick pass in and out of the hands of his intended receiver.
I think he's
number 13, Philip Krauser.
Yeah, I think he saw some green and was kind of starting to run. Even the pros do that sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes looking upfield before securing the ball first and then moving upfield. It brings up a 4th down and 5, and Marcellus, the punting unit, back out on the field for Hempfield with Micah Gates.
Hopefully they're obviously want to get a clean kick like they did in that first drive when he booted that 52-yard punt.
Carter Vaughn back to receive the punt. A high punt, and he's going to kick that out of bounds.
That's probably a good move.
Yeah,
I would kick it out of
keeping
bounds
away
too.
from number 4, Carter Vaughn. Yeah, let's talk about Dominic Grove, a senior for Central York, their leading tackler, had, I believe, nearly 150 tackles last season, and is adding to his tackle total here tonight against Hempfield.
I remember against that Harrisburg game last year, that district playoff game. Dominic had about 20 tackles, as the fans can see on screen. He's a beast out there on the field, man. He does a lot. It's his senior season as well.
Yes, it is his senior season. We also, as a linebacker on that defensive line, Ray Bell's another player to keep an eye on, number 77 for the Central York Panthers. But right now, Brooklyn Nace looks to throw the ball, and it's complete. Far side.
Moves the chains.
Ethan Carlos, a 1st down and more for the Central Panthers, and it just seems to be clicking here tonight offensively, Marcellus, for the Central Panther Ball Club.
Yeah, 22-0 right now. 10:46 to go before half, and over the 50-yard line already there, dude.
Yeah, into Hempfield territory with just over 10 and a half minutes remaining. And this Central York Ball Club looks for real.
Yeah, they
Marcellus,
definitely do. As we mentioned, they're deep and very well coached.
Coach Jerry Janchek, had a chance to talk to him pregame. A little reverse there and not much running room. That'll be a loss for Central. Tried to get a little fancy on that run and did not prove positive yardage on that play. We'll bring up a 2nd down and 13, a 3-yard loss for the Panthers.
Yeah, we just got note that there is rain south of York right now, so hoping that rain stays south.
Yes, no doubt about it. I mean, it's. Let's talk about Drew, who had last year in his junior year over 1,600 rushing yards.
Oh my gosh!
Committed in the offseason to Pitt University. He'll be out with Kenny Johnson, another YAIAA player.
Well,
And there's a lightning delay. I'm being told there is a lightning delay right now with 9:48 to go in the 2nd quarter as Central York makes their way back to the locker room, as will Hempfield.
yeah, and what we were told before is it'll be a 30-minute delay to
Yes.
suspend the game, and hopefully we'll come back and play depending on what weather does.
Yes.
As we're kind of waiting word on that, I just want to give a big shout out to John Turpak and Ron Johnson of S3 Performance Training, leading training facility for student athletes in the 717 area and beyond. John and Ron specialize in strength, speed, stamina, and they work with hundreds of student athletes throughout the year. Right there in the Ballyhoo Complex, I see them work all the time, and some of the best right there. Make sure you check them out, S3 Performance Training. We're going to go ahead and roll and show all of our sponsors here. We'll be taking a very quick break, about 3 minutes. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to you, Sports Shooting Stars. We bring the game
To you.
Greetings and salutations, sports fans. Coming to you live tonight, it's Todd Edwards, along with my broadcast partner, Dew Jones.
We wake up with the sun. We live in a place we're proud to call home. For us, it's knowing that those we help are neighbors, friends, family. As the leader in providing the best orthopedic care for our community, we come together to do our part.
Want the fans to stay tuned in. We don't know what's going to happen next, but we do know it is raining south of where we're at, and there was a lightning strike, so they got the players off the field. Most of the fans have left the game at this point. Yeah, most of the fans have left the arena at this point, at least on the Hempfield side, so we're going to see what happens. It was a packed house here tonight. People are starting to clear out a bit. Unfortunate, and the situation here at Central, we don't really have that much room in the press box. They have a new press box renovation that they did, so won't have the best opportunity to get in there. So I don't know how this broadcast is going to finish. As always, we try to finish throughout whatever's going on, but we can't afford to get the camera too wet, especially if it's going to be a downpour. It's going to give a word from our, just waiting to hear back from our IT producer, Cliff Kern, and his best decision, talking to him now. But in the meantime, we're just going to stick it out here for a few more minutes, see what happens. Show you guys some of the things that we got coming up with Sports Shooting Stars. Also want to let the fans know about next week's game. That's York Suburban versus West York, which is going to be a really good matchup. Big-time Division II matchup. Can't wait to see that game. That'll be the first, I believe, in-conference game for the YIAA. 3 games non-conference. Not about to start playing teams from around the area. That game's coming up soon, next week. Make sure you guys tune in for sure. I'm going to go to another playlist very quickly. How about we look at one of those touchdown plays that we saw not too long ago? See if we can cue that back up. And so far, Central York was in total control in the first half here, up 22-0, really controlling the tempo. As we said again, David Pally is not playing for Hempfield. That's a big loss. So he's a QB protector, and he wreaks havoc on the defensive end. Not having him is very tough.
Man, and yeah, they said both sides of the ball. Definitely one of the top linemen in the entire state. I mean, going the whole way out to USC, he had Penn State calling. He had all kinds of colleges calling, but he'll be going to Happy Valley next year, I believe. See how the schedule plays out, but playing for USC, man. I saw an interview clip with him just talking about he's living in Alaska. It comes out to Lancaster, and all of a sudden he sees horse and buggy, and he's like, man,
different world.
Where did you take me, Mom and Dad? Like,
Absolutely.
But he adapted quick. They, as I mentioned, they put him on the freshman squad. First game, varsity coach was like, okay, no, that guy needs to be on varsity.
And as you guys can see, we have highlighted David Pally.
Man, LL League first team all-state, nationally ranked, and he is definitely a QB protector. Woo. Yeah, shame we didn't get to see him today, but we definitely wish him the best, and we will be seeing him on Saturdays to come for the next 4 years, hopefully, unless he goes to the league.
Well, yeah, you can almost bet your butt he's going to try to make it to the league. He'll be at somebody's NFL combine, putting a lot of work in. And again, like I said, this field is pretty much clearing out right now. We're showing some Hempfield Black Knights offense. So you see David, you see Jackson, and also Makai. Guys had a great first half so far. Didn't put no points on the board, but they were getting some chunk yardage and getting down the field pretty good.
Yeah, it really came down to those 2 huge plays. I mean, that kickoff return to start the game, and then the run up the gut as well. 2 gigantic plays right there. That put 15-0 on the board.
And how about that intro we guys have? You guys got an opportunity when we stop this live broadcast. Check out our intro. We're going to start doing a couple of different things with our intro, getting the crowd involved, the student athletes, the student body, of course. It was very hyped up, man. They were ready to go. And very, very first play of the game, a run-back touchdown.
Yeah. And
for Central York.
We've seen that twice now, dude. Remember our very first game of the year, I was doing the intro. Next thing I know, we look over, and boom, it was already touchdown on the kickoff return. So
just like that.
Yeah, Sports Shooting Stars, man. You don't want to go get your popcorn. You want to make sure you get that prepared ahead of time.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and roll to our sponsors one last time, and then we're going to make a decision. We're going to make a decision if we're going to stay with this broadcast or, just come back another time.
Yeah, and I just want to really quick, just Sports Shooting Stars, I mean, family-owned right here in York, Pennsylvania. started from the bottom, and now look at it.
No
Definitely
doubt.
got the whole family out here today. Every
Yeah.
game, man. Big shout out to
Absolutely.
Sports Shooting Stars.
I really appreciate you too as well, Marcellus. You've been with us now for like 2 years, man, doing a lot of work. Like I said, basketball, football, it doesn't really matter. All-star game, you're there. Like I said, you're doing a great job, even on our intro, one of our intros. So really big shout out to you,
Well,
Marcellus.
Thank you, man. I started out as a fan, just like you guys at home, and man, it just God's work got me up here in the booth with Todd and my man Dude Jones.
Absolutely.
Featuring the biggest games in central Pennsylvania in HD on Comcast Cable TV. What about the biggest basketball games in central Pennsylvania? Don't worry, Sports Shooting Stars got you covered. Looking to become a sponsor? Well, reach out to Sports Shooting Stars. We have sponsorships available game by game or all season long. Get involved with the #1 sports media company in central Pennsylvania. Sports Shooting Stars.
That's a Saturday, a week from tomorrow. It's a Saturday night game, yes.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
We can go ahead and speak.
We're back, sports fans, in front of an empty Central Panther Stadium right now, and
Yeah.
the press box lights are off, and all indications are, I guess, with a pending storm coming through the area rather quickly, that this game may be canceled or postponed at least. Kind of a weird setting here with nobody in the stands.
Yeah, very quiet.
Very
yeah.
quiet compared to what it was maybe an hour ago.
Well, talk
as
about
a
that.
lot of the fans have started to make their way out of Central.
Yes.
Yeah, the exit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been it's been a lot of different inclement weather the last couple of days, and they want to be on the safe side. I'm glad that they did call it when they called it, because you don't want anybody to get injured. From what I'm told is inch-size hail coming from Harrisburg, and there's some rain south of York. So, some games got canceled already and rescheduled, and I believe that's what they're going to do to this game. Central York came out, gangbusters, 22-0, really playing really well, scored on the very first time they touched the ball on the kick return, and they really set the tone, and they were ready for a rout. But, unfortunately, this game may be called. Well, this game, I'm 99% sure it may be called.
It's a shame, man. It was
Oh, it was great atmosphere here, a Hawaiian student theme night, and the crowd was into it. And, of course,
Hall of Fame
home
night as
cooking,
well.
Hall of Fame night, and home cooking was up and serving here for Central York.
Oh, yeah. I was getting hungry.
22-0, yeah, it was all Central into the second quarter here with 9:48. And then we'll pivot to next week's game. It'll be a Saturday night game as West York travels to York Suburban. We'll be there for a little Saturday night football, Marcellus.
Back at York Suburban again.
Yep. Dick Mayfield, yes. We were there for the York Rose Bowl and plan to be there a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. We'll catch you guys out there, man. I can't wait.
Yes, let's do it again. For
Big
Todd Edwards,
Marcellus Gutwalt, and Dew Jones, Sports Shooting Stars. We bring the game.
Greetings and salutations, sports fans. Coming to you live tonight, it's Todd Edwards, along with my broadcast partner, Dew Jones.